Okay, so we're now going to do the floor finishes. But before we do that, we need to put up our plumbing wall, which is the W9, to create our universal washroom. Okay, so we're going to create two universal washrooms. Okay, so fixtures will be added in a future exercise. So let's go to our Revit file and go to our first floor. And we're going to add our universal washrooms here. Now we're going to type WA, which starts the wall command, but currently we do not have any of the interior walls or plumbing walls that are required. So we're going to create a couple of interior walls. So let's say interior generic. We're going to use this as our template. Edit the type. Okay. Make sure you duplicate. And let's go to our exercise drawing set and copy this. And we're going to use that for our title. So we're going to name this as W6 typical partition wall. We're going to remove the colon because it's not going to be accepted as a special character. We click OK so that this material is now unique, or it got duplicated, not yet unique. We're going to change the specification, click on the preview button, and go to the section view so we can see how we're doing. Okay, so for this one, we want to use a gypsum board. So let's just search for it. Say gypsum. Now, you can always duplicate a material by right-clicking on it and say duplicate. I do have an extra copy here, so I'm just going to rename this. And let's say I want this to be color blue. So we're painting it blue. So if you're going to do that, you do want to click on the appearance tab and make sure you click this, duplicate this asset button to make it unique. And once we've done that, we can now change the color to something blue, maybe a little darker, and click on OK. See, notice if you do that, meaning say duplicate the asset, then the original doesn't change with it. Okay, so make sure you do, or you click this. Now that I have that changed to a color blue material, I'm just going to change the thickness as well to 13. For the finished material in the interior side, or at the interior side, I'm also going to use the same gypsum blue material. I can always change it to a different color if I want to. But this time I'm just going to say, use the same blue gypsum. It's like painting your wall. And then change the thickness to 13 as well. For the structure, we're going to use a metal stud. Okay? So if you want to, you can always copy this and use that as a name. I think I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to say, select a metal. So look, search for metal. And then, yeah, metal stud layer. So I have a copy here. I'm just going to use the metal stud layer. Okay, and that's it. Now, for the thickness, for this one, I think it is 60 mm. Double check. Oops, 90. 90 mm at 600 mm on center. So that's 90. Click on OK. And click on OK. Now, that's an interior typical partition wall. Now, for our purpose, I think we can use this here. Now, here's a nice thing. So for Revit, you can simply create the wall. And if you want it to be accurately placed, then you can simply select a wall and change the dimension. We're going to change that after we have placed our plumbing wall. Okay, so we place the plumbing wall right at the center. And for our plumbing wall, or a W9 wall, we're going to just duplicate that same material, W6, and edit that, duplicate, Control V, so it's now a W9 interior plumbing wall. Click on OK. And the only thing that's going to change will be the thickness of the metal stud, changing it to 140. Okay. Now, do I want it to be blue as well? Why not? So click OK and click OK. And then we can place our wall here. Okay, sorry. I think I was selecting this, and in that case, got changed to the W9 wall. No problem. I'm just going to turn it back at W6, start the wall command, change this to W9. That's why it wasn't allowing me to build that wall. Okay. Now, based on the requirement, we have here a minimum, right, distance of 2,500. Okay. And no more than 3.5. So let's choose 3,000 then. So select this and change this to 3,000. Now, if you want this wall to move, do not change this to 3,000, because what's going to happen is that this wall that is selected is the one that's going to move. So to move a wall, you need to select it first and then change the distance. Okay, and then for this wall, yeah, we've selected that wall and then change it to 3,000. There you go. We have our plumbing wall. Now, plumbing walls are placed or used, especially if you have your fixtures aligned or perpendicular to that wall, so that the piping can go here. So that's why we have that plumbing wall. Now that we have the walls, the next thing that we can do or would like to do is to place our floor finish, which we will do in our next video.